You do not need to panic nearly as much as you think you do if you are a querying author. My name is Gina. I'm an author, editor, publishing professional. I help you make your writing better. This question comment specifically says, oh my gosh, I've been putting my comp titles in capitals and are we supposed to italicize them? I've been doing this all wrong. And then just like cry face emojis, which I get that feeling. Like that is a very realistic feeling for people who are querying or who are trying to pursue publication, is just cry face emoji. But these little ticky-tack details are there for clarity's sake. So if you are being consistent throughout your query letter, everything's going to be okay. If you italicize all of the titles, an agent is going to be able to look at this and say, all right, well, those are all titles. I understand why this has been made different on the page. Everything's going to be okay. Similarly, we used to have the advice that in the synopsis, every time you introduce a new character, you were supposed to put their name in all caps. And that has largely gone away. I'm not entirely sure why it has largely gone away, but it has largely gone away. But every once in a while, I will be working on a fantasy story for somebody, and they are using a lot of proper nouns. So they name the country that the people live in, and they name the kingdom and the type of magic and the different types of creatures that they run into. And then we have a bunch of made up titles. They aren't dukes and earls and barons. They are a bunch of other things. And then we have people's names, and then they get addressed as like names and titles and all of these different things. And there are so many proper nouns on the page, and they're all made up invented words. These are all names and places and things that did not exist prior to this document existing. And so there is no way for an agent to know by looking at it whether this is a location or if this is a title or a person's name or anything. And so in those cases, I do strongly recommend that people capitalize the name of the character the first time that we meet them. And I do mean like put it all in all caps the first time that we meet that character, because it helps to set these apart as like, these are people. These are the people that we are following through this document. And then the agent doesn't have to focus as hard on like the locations or the titles or all of these other things. Is there an argument to be made that you could reduce the number of proper nouns in your synopsis in order to increase clarity? Yes, that is also an option here. But there are times in which that does not work, and we really do need some of these proper nouns to be in the document, and then so we use the all caps trick as a way to make things very clear. But that is why some of these like guidelines or these rules or these little suggestions exist. It is for clarity's sake. This is not like an agent is going to open up your query letter and be like, I expected that title to be in all caps and she used italics and therefore I will auto reject. That is not what they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that because they want to find good stories. If you are making it easy for them to read your story and you are making it easy for them to understand what is happening on the page, then everything is going to be okay. You can set down some of these worries. You don't need to panic about as many things as you think you do.